Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. So, funnily enough, we didn't get a content preview last night when I expected one, but rather we got one very early in the morning, and then I saw it right before I had to leave for work. And now I'm back from work, so now we have time, but I also have to go out again. So I'm going to record this a little bit earlier than I wanted to, because originally I was going to record this at 7 p.m. when everything dropped, but I won't be here in like half an hour. So we're going to go over just the few things in the news, and I'll give a better explanation. Looks like we have a maintenance notice that happened already. That's already active. This version 1.4 update was, late announcement. This stuff already came out, but they never really actually told us about it. So look, we got new Tempest decoration kind of things. Look, we got a change to the daily mission rewards. So now, instead of getting 30 stamina or 60 stamina if you had the monthly pass, you get 3 potions or 6 potions, which is the equivalent of 30 or 60 stamina. It's just you can choose to use it at any point because they're potions now, which I think is pretty good, because you can hoard potions if you want, and if you don't want to really parallel process something big at night, then you can just use a stamina and call it good. But other than that, we do have preview content information. Jubilee Catalyst number 30 is coming. For all my new players, what is Jubilee Catalyst? I'll cover that in a minute. That's going to go from tonight until the 29th, technically, for me. So that puts us onto Sunday night, so a decent amount of time. We have the next live stream happening sometime on Saturday the 28th Japan time. I expect that's when the next batch of units will drop, so just over a week until we see another big time banner, and not these stupid elemental bait banners that you should not be summoning on. Don't summon on those. Also, with this Jubilee, we're getting kind of a world score cap kind of thing, where if we get 5 billion points across everything, we get 30 emblems, 50 anniversary coins, which is huge, and then 100 crystals, which I honestly actually is not as huge as the anniversary coins, because you can get a lot of good stuff with that. I'll have a video dropping tomorrow afternoon going over what people should buy out of the anniversary coin shop, so stay tuned for that. We also get a free construction slot tonight, so I know, actually, maybe not, but this is going to be big for a lot of new players who obviously don't have the crystals to spare to unlock stuff. This is another building slot that you get for a week, so you can build 4 things now instead of 3. Please take advantage of this. Try and get as many things built as you can in that 7-day time span. And then we have a Tempest Harvest event, which is like a 2-day kind of thing where you can just farm this stage, and it gets you meat dishes specifically, and it rotates between the 4 main food groups that this game has, and you can farm it endlessly if you want, and you do it overnight, and you can just get a lot of food that you can then push onto your characters for bond XP and free crystals. That information is coming in a beginner's guide probably Saturday, probably. And then there's also Valor Cup missions to get us into the next ranking battle, which will start on the 6th of, well, at this time, on the 6th. So with that out of the way, what is Heroes Jubilee for all my new players who just picked up the game? And I saw already comments, what is Jubilee? Jubilee is a monthly ranking event. This is our quote-unquote PvP. Not really, though. It's just you will take on stages. And so I have these brought up here from last Jubilee. So what happens, and this is Jubilee 29, what happens is a bunch of normal battles come out, and they're all supposed to have different elements used against them. And the idea is to get the highest score possible that you can. Now, I'm rank 3, rank 1, rank 1. These ranks will change, because obviously the Jubilee is going to go for like a week and some change. And a lot of people generally start Jubilee late. I didn't end at rank 3, 1, and 1, but I still got a very decent score. So every time you beat this stage, you get a score. And then you add up all the scores together, and that gets you a big score. But every time you beat the normal battles, you also get these tickets up here. And you can take these tickets into the boss battle, right? So 10 turn limit. This one will probably be a 5 turn limit boss battle. Based on how this meta is looking out, It'll be 2 stages again, and one will be a single target damage focus for Shinsha, and one will be an AoE damage focus for the new Hinata. So these stages, Jubilee as a whole, is very much endgame content if you want to really try and score high. For anybody else, especially for new players, it is something to do at least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times for 5 crystals apiece, and then based on your overall ranking, you will get rewards. And, obviously the higher you place, the more you get. For the top 0.1%, you get like 600 crystals or something. That's obviously like 6 crystals is crystals, right? It's not a lot, but it's not a little. But even by taking part in this event, you should place in some area where you will get some kind of compensation. So please don't ignore it. Please at least do every fight once and give it like a good old college try, just with the units you have. Maybe you don't actually get a good score, it doesn't really matter. As long as you get a score, that ensures that you will get points, which means you will get rewarded for at least attempting it. Now, if you are a sweaty tryhard, then you don't need this video, and your scores are gonna be looking like this, where you're rank 1s and rank 3s and rank 3s and 5s. That is the whole goal, and this happens every month, and it is generally built upon the current meta. So this Jubilee that you're looking at right here was built more for the previous month, the previous meta, which was the Vengeance meta. It's a very defensive-focused team, which is why it was 10 turns. With this meta, with Shinsha and Milim, Hinata and Shizu, it's a very much quick burst damage team, so therefore the boss battle fights will be less, but it's geared towards 1, orange orbs, 2, magic teams, 3, pierce teams, and 4, having the protector to give you that massive extra 60% damage buff that all of the EX protectors do. So it's built to use the newest units, and if you don't have the newest units, already you are at a totally unfair disadvantage. And that is the really, really bad thing about Jubilee, is that it really, really shits upon people who don't have the new units, because they have no way of scoring up in the realm of like the top 10s, top 5s. So that is a very big cause for concern. But it doesn't mean that you skip it, right? Again, just by beating it, you get free crystals from beating each stage, and then you get free rewards at the very end of Jubilee when the scores are calculated, and you can get something. It's something free is better than nothing, especially if you could have done it and you just refuse to out of spite and pride. I don't know. Take your free shit. It's a gacha game. It doesn't always give free shit. All right? Don't waste your time. Do it. So, but that's essentially what it is. You will take on these individual stages with specific teams. Most of the time they're built for like 3 turns, which is why the hero is... I always preach that people buy the goddamn masked hero when she's available. Like right now, you can get her on a selector ticket from the anniversary coins. The hero is almost essential for any Jubilee normal stage since she came out, and that has not changed, and that's why she is still so good for new people. 1, because she's just a good unit, and 2, because she's almost required for most Jubilee normal stages if you're attempting to score high. So... here you're supposed to use a wind nuker, here you're supposed to use a light nuker, here you're supposed to use a space nuker. Now this is last month's, so these will change, right? The elements will change, the focus will change, but it is the same concept overall. And I will do videos on, how to score well and then how to score okay in these stages, probably over the weekend. And then I'll do a separate video doing the same thing of getting the highest score that I personally can, and then maybe some alternative teams for each one. So give people some options just to know that they're not totally out of the loop. But it is just a time killer, right? For people who really, really want to try and get that top score, this takes the entire week, because you're constantly running the same stage over and over and over again, looking for that perfect orb RNG, the perfect buffs, the perfect setup of, I have this many orbs of Shinsha, and I need this many ults, and I need this many points to use the buffs. It is very try-hard oriented to get these stages, tippity-top maxed out. But for the normal average player, you don't really need to do that, okay? Don't feel bad. It's not your fault. You're a new player. And by virtue of just not having all of the units to necessarily pick from, you're just not going to get to that point, which is, again, quite unfortunate. And I really wish they would make this more, everybody friendly, but it's not, and it really hasn't been that way ever. But again, it is free stuff if you take it on. So this event will drop in roughly 2.5 hours or so. Give it a try. You don't have to try that hard. Just try all the stages, get the tickets, and then move on with your life if you are not interested. And then wait for my videos to come out on it. But that is what Jubilee is. I'll give more in-depth explanations as far as team comps and strategies on their own individual videos. But yeah, that's it as far as what's coming over the next couple of days. You can see this preview goes until the 30th. I expect units to drop on the 28th. We'll still have a lot of these specialist banners pop up. I mean, again, please don't summon on them. We're really looking for the banner next weekend. That's what everyone should be saving their crystals for. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.